Good morning. Welcome to 4 by 8 Paper Stuff. We're in the Spanish dictionary. This is how we started this morning and yesterday and the day before. Creepy, creepy, dense fog. Oh, yeah. Can you hear the birds? They're out there. And I don't know what that stuff is on the filter. I'm hoping that's not a permanent problem. It's not raining and there's no bugs. And I don't know if it was light trying to come in because of the fog. It was creepy. Yesterday morning, you couldn't even see across the cove. So I am starting this morning with T and the letter T, and the word is Tibourn, which means shark. Now, I grew up across the Golden Gate Bridge in a little town called Novato, about 20 minutes across north of San Francisco. And there's a town there called Tiburon. And I never ever knew that meant shark, which is very fitting because there are sharks in San Francisco Bay. Lots of them. And every year there was somebody bit. When I say bit, they could have just barely broken skin at times by sharks. Some of them were pretty bad. I don't know if anybody ever died while I lived there as a kid growing up. And I lived there from 4 to 20-ish, sort of. Anyhow, so Tiburon, it is. Shark. I've been so excited. I was going to use that page, but it's not matching the green that jumped out at me and said, I want to be used today. So I'm going to do something else. And I'm actually Skyping with my sister, so I was showing her what I've been doing. She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand it. But that's okay. I'm still going to keep going because you guys understand it. And so I got out the traveler's notebook size jelly plate and some blues and some greens, and I'm going to make some ocean. Now, I had grand plans for a shark picture to go on here, or even a shark definition out of a children's dictionary, but I just used that. So I didn't want to do that again. But I did find a sticker that's sort of a shark, more like a mahi-mahi type shark, or a tuna fish, but we're going to call it a shark. I don't know. But anyhow, it's a shark. Correct? Correct. So I'm making lots of blues and greens, and I was going to do the hearts in the background like I did on that orange and yellow page, but then this was luscious. But then I decided to just put T's in it as if it were Tiburon. T for Tiburon, right? Right. So I am wiping off my excess and getting out this luscious blue and green, and I actually used marine and peacock, I think, is the ones that are Dina Wakley's. And because that book is so tiny, I am just going in and stamping it with the book instead of the plate on the book. I'm putting the book on the plate. And my T's are showing up, and I'm trying to fill in those gaps. I was trying to make a quadrant like I did with the orange and yellow, and it sort of turned out. But I actually skidded the plate one time. It looks better on your screen than it does in person, actually. So I dry it and trying not to get paint everywhere. And again, simple, simple, simple. That is the whole point of this month's plan, is simple and methodical and easy, and let the color do all the work. And there's simple spreads and no real technical difficulty. Well, technical steps, technical difficulties, because I always have difficulties. But super, super just mind freeing and carefree spreads. And I have said that 100 times, or 21 now, I guess, or 22. And I'm showing my sister. She's like, oh, okay, whatever. And having a grand time. It's supposed to be easy and fun and take your mind off the pandemic everywhere. Even though it's really starting to let up here, they're letting people go back to work. I don't know if it's too early. My sister goes back to work on Tuesday. It's a holiday weekend here. her office is closed on Monday. Here's my shark sticker. I was showing her. And I don't know where I found this, but I found it in some of the stuff I've been cleaning up lately. So I'm going to take some more of that green scrap of paper and put the shark on it, and then put the green onto the book, the journal page. And he doesn't fit square, so we're going to do him diagonally. And make my little T that I found on a stencil page that I had made for, I think, Ireland, maybe. Anyhow, I found a T, and that's what I'm using. T for Tibourn, and I was amazed that that's what Tibourn meant. I never ever knew that the whole time growing up, that the town 20 minutes down the road was named after a shark in Spanish. But now I know. And Kurtie, I'm so thrilled that the other night you did your dance to a Spanish song. That was so cool. I love seeing those, so don't stop. I wish you could stop, but I know why you're doing it, and you'll probably do it until it's over. Girl, I need to do that. I need to lose some weight. I've put on weight. I was already too heavy. And we're not talking about it. We're not talking about it. Never mind. So I'm looking for my black Posca pen, and I never did find it, but I found my black Sharpie, so we're going to go with that. And I do a tiny little bit of doodling as I'm talking to my sister here. And all along, the Sharpie was right next to this little bin. But, because I found it later, of course. There's me frustrated, drumming my fingers. But anyhow, we go with the Sharpie, and we doodle a little bit, which is as technical as I'm getting on this journal. So we went around the tea box, and we went around the shark a little bit, and then we're going to make bubbles as the shark comes up to eat its people in the San Francisco Bay. Or polka dots, if you're so inclined to call them that. I prefer to think of them as shark air bubbles. Anyhow, so, yeah, just doodling and just carefree. That's all it is carefree. Talking to my sister because she had to work this morning and she's still at home, but she was not motivated, and even though she's not supposed to be talking, and she's a very much of a rule follower, today she was not a rule follower. And I spent about 3 hours talking to her on Skype, which was fine. And this is my sister that lives 6 miles down the road. So anyhow, we had a grand time. We caught up on a lot of different little things. And I managed to not get eaten by a shark. So that was good. And had a grand time doing it, protecting myself from the sharks. And I added some more air bubbles to the little boxes. These colors are luscious. It was peacock and marine, I think is what I said. And then I added a little bit of yellow in there, I think, too. I did, lemon. And it turned into the green. So this is just chumming the waters. And I love it, love it, love it, love it. My sister doesn't dislike it, so that's good. And then I remembered I had to put the word in the translation, so I did. And that's it for today. C'est la vie. Nope, that's French. Adios. See you tomorrow. Hasta mañana. Stay smart, stay kind, and stay safe. Gracias. Adios.